Good morning and welcome to the 6th day of the 12 days of Christmas. I'm Pastor Scott coming to you from Ascension Lutheran Church in Citrus Heights, California. And this morning I'm coming to you just outside of our sanctuary, standing in the bright light of the morning sun, that morning star that the antiphon that we read about, or we heard about on Wednesday, makes reference to. And behind me is the stained glass that on the first day of Christmas I stood in front of, and now with it at my back and the light not shining through it, it looks totally different. And yet the light is still shining. It may not appear as beautiful, but the light is still as faithful as it was when we were standing on the inside a few days ago. Our reading this morning from our Come Emmanuel devotion comes from the Gospel according to John, the 8th chapter, the 12th verse. Jesus said, "I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life." We are at the halfway point of the 12 days of Christmas. It's New Year's Eve. And I'm sure that there is plenty going on to distract you, especially it being a Saturday morning, especially with New Year's Eve being tomorrow and plans to be made. But Jesus hasn't gone anywhere. Even though we're busy, Jesus is still here. His arrival we celebrated 6 days ago, he is still here. And his light is shining even if we've become distracted by the light of the promises of a new year. In our brief gospel reading from John, Jesus in one of his 7 I am statements says that he is the light of the world. And we've been talking about him as the light that has come into the darkness. And here Jesus says it of himself. Whoever follows him, not the things of the world, but Jesus himself, will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. Our devotion explains that Jesus says this while he was teaching in the temple. And some people had brought a woman to him, a woman of ill repute, a woman who had lived a sinful life, a woman who because of her actions should have been put to death according to the laws or the customs at the time. So Jesus turns to the crowd and says, "Let you who is without sin throw the first stone. Let you who has not sinned, who is not sinful like this woman, be the first ones to throw stones and judge her for what she has done." We're so good at judging. We're so good at pointing out other people's faults and not wanting to be held accountable or responsible for our own. But if we walk in the light of Jesus Christ, if we walk in that same light, we too will be loving like Jesus was loving. And not judging others, but loving others even in their sinfulness and their brokenness and all those places that may be dark in their own lives. Jesus came for the whole world, for sinners like you and I. And he wants to share that love, share that light with each and every one of us. And he wants us to be a part of that very same light, in order that we might shine in and through them as well, that we all might become as beautiful as a stained glass window with the light shining through us. It's been good spending a part of this day with you, and I will see you tomorrow on New Year's Eve, bright and early. Take care.